All right. Well, The Witcher is a series that I really love. The Witcher 3. Everything else, the books, besides the Henry Cavill TV series, of course. When it was Henry Cavill, it was actually very promising, and now that he's left, it's dead. But The Witcher 4, they did something very interesting the other day. And I actually got into it with one of the devs. Now, first, let's look at this thing that they released. Now, they did some pretty sneaky fucking shit. They showed this off and they pretended like they had this. Wow, look at the Witcher 4 gameplay. Look at the bottom. Look at the bottom. It says technical presentation, not actual gameplay. Right there. It says it. Now, if you were on the other day, you would realize that they were very shy on that. Look at the way they're showing this off. Like this is akin to an animation, okay, of a game being played. This is not the real game. The real game is not gonna be like this. And all the games media was all off the bat was fucking saying, being like, "Oh, look at Witcher 4 gameplay. Oh, look at how great the Witcher 4 is going to be." Witcher 4 is not coming out anytime soon. All right, 2027 minimum. This is a long fucking day. They're not even anywhere close to done The Witcher. So, yeah, they 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 really really did something here to try and garner. Look at him. He's even playing the controller here. See what this? Look at this. He's fucking playing a controller like he's actually playing the game. This is not a gameplay, And they're trying to trick people into believing that this is what The Witcher 4 is gonna be exactly like. Oh yeah, look at that. That happens dynamically. All this is scripted, and they really did some fucking tricky ass shit here. Um, Please take your time and make it real. It's not going to be real. The swords don't clip through the cloak. That is with a doubt unprecedented accomplishment in technical innovation. So there are a lot of Witcher 4 sims, way more than Ghosts of Yotai. So these are two games that are, the studios have been hijacked by woke retards. Lots of the people involved in these games are just completely rainbow flag crazies. So, but but what they did is they tried to sneak this in like this was actually what the game was going to look like, which is not the truth. And the fact that they released this like this, why? Why release this? If this isn't going to be what the real game is going to look like or play like, why even do that? They really made this look like you were actually playing the video game. You were going to see this like that, and of course, all the right-sided gaming people quickly pointed out that Siri looks completely different. If you can remember, she looked just utterly buff, butch, feminist before. And now magically she's looks like the old Siri again. So I actually got into it with one of the developers. This guy, Miles Tost, level designer on The Witcher 4, CD Projekt RED, previously in The Witcher 3, Cyberpunk 2077. He talks to games and video games. So this is a guy who actually works at CD fucking Projekt RED. And I said this. I was like, this is a tech demo, not the real deal. Yeah, I think that was mentioned in the presentation. And I posted, so you released it to deceive customers. Got it. And then he responded saying, nah, we showed a tech demo of the new technology we co-developed at Dev-Centric Tech event, which is prompted publicly that, curious, how else should we have been more chums? I was at, No, you tricked people into thinking that this was gameplay footage and immediately backtracked. Games media earlier today was saying Witcher 4 gameplay, which they corrected later. And, oh, look at that, Miles Toast. You're trying some sneaky ass tactics here, and clearly there's gonna be people interested in The Witcher 4. I think it's a lame move that they made Ciri the main character. um, I'm like, okay, yeah, like you're gonna fucking make The Witcher 4 all about Siri. Oh, of course. Now, I have always thought how cool and how it should have been done for the longest time in The Witcher 4. My dream for The Witcher 4 was, give us a character creator, or, allow us to make our own Witcher. It's what people wanted. It's what people have wanted for so long. And there'll be fucking simps out there saying, no, it was Ciri. I was like, Ciri's adventure. The story is all about Ciri. Like, Ciri is not that strong of a character. I'm sorry. Geralt was amazing. Ciri was cool to have along the way, but let's not call a spade here, and not say that most people would have been thought, oh, how cool that would be, bigger world than The Witcher 3, more adventures to be had, like all this crazy shit that you could do. And you know what? Now you got to be Siri, and you're going to get a lesser adventure. You're going to get a smaller little story where you talk about Siri and her feelings and how she's the greatest person ever. CD Projekt Red is completely fucking woke. I mean, let's go to their thing here. Let's go to their website, CD Projekt Red. Passionate creators of stories, blah 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 blah. Join us, about us, our games, our values. Be ambitious, be honest with everyone. Always remember, be kind and respectful to all those around you. Like, they're just a bunch of fucking absolute troons now, and that's just what they do. That is just the CD Projekt Red nowadays. And that's who Miles Toast is, guaranteed. Level design, that, like, oh, we're gonna this is the game. This is what the game is like. And look at how I called him out on his bullshit. Yeah, I think that it was mentioned in the presentation. No, you really tried to fucking deceive people here. So I got these assholes going on a fucking tangent. Yeah, and this person's like, yeah, does look bad. The game isn't coming out anytime soon, and there's really a good deal of backlash. You wanted to keep the momentum going by pulling something out of your ass that you never even should have released in the first place. That's the truth of it. You know, if this had said gameplay of The Witcher 3, what they should have done is waited till they could have said, this is fucking gameplay. This is The Witcher 4. Look at The Witcher 4. Wow, look how cool it is. That would have gotten people excited, but to say, oh, this is a technical demo, this isn't the real game, we just created this in some video editing software or Unreal Engine software. It's like anybody could have made this. it's like this is not the game. We might not even have the same assets in the fucking game. And I don't know. It's just really funny. It's funny that I got this Miles Toast level developer at fucking CD Projekt Red going on this. But I mean, that's the CD Projekt Red. The unfortunate thing is plenty of the people who worked on Witcher 3 have left. Plenty of the core people that made Witcher 3 and Cyberpunk what it is have left the game because they just don't want to deal with the fucking rainbow bullshit anymore. The toxic positivity, the stupidity that goes on in game studios nowadays. And yeah, like, they changed Siri around, but you're gonna get lots of Witcher simps because there's a side of the Witcher fan base that is just very pro that side. And then there's a side like me who thinks that it's a really, really, really cool franchise. You got, this, like, what is it? like Polish historical, kind of like, this unique type of magic, and the world's kind of like full of monsters and all the lore. That's cool stuff. But what CD Projekt Red has become and what they're trying to turn this game into is not something I'm overly enthusiastic about. If they would have came out and told their customers, instead of lying, instead of trying to be all sneezy with it and saying, hey, look at this little tiny, oh, technical presentation, little tiny fucking little tiny writing at the bottom of the screen, tech demo, The Witcher 4, this is the game, bro. It's yeah, yeah. Look at this. So this says, and they've hidden a lot of comments. A lot of the liked comments on the top of this are going to be botted. A lot of these are going to be bought and paid for to bring to the top, because what they're really trying to do is they're trying to get away from that discourse. The weird look of Siri on this one. Here, let's see this one. I mean, this, like, she just looked fucking weird in this. She looked, you know what she looked like? She looked like she was like, look at the chin on her. Look at the fucking chin on that, on Siri. They're trying to make her look, ooh, look at, I'm Siri. Okay, so let's do a side by side demo. And they're never going to admit the fact they changed her look, because they were like, oh God, people are really starting to like get upset about the way we made Siri look. Here, let's see if we can get side by side of her. Okay, that's Siri in this one. That's her in that one. Don't they look like completely different people? I'm more woman-like. I'm more man-like. And they say it's all the angles, but look at her chin density there, and look at her chin pointiness there. Feminine face, androgynous male faced. And look, oh, the men are all scared of her because she's Syrian. She's a strong, independent woman. But you know what? In this, she looks just completely and utterly different. The nose is all different. Look at the nose is more pointy. So they changed their face model by quite a bit in this. And that's what these freaks like Miles Tost is all about. Look at this fucking guy. This is The Witcher 4. What are you talking about? We never said this was real gameplay. Yeah, but you sure made it look it. Like, didn't you doctor it all up to make it look like it was real gameplay? So I mean, that's what we got going on with the fucking Witcher. And we don't have real definitive answers on what this is all gonna be. And yeah, I don't know. There's something about the way that they've gone about The Witcher 4 that is really like, I mean, oh yeah, is that what it's gonna be like? All those NPCs are totally dynamic, just like Skyrim. They just go everywhere and they live their own lives. Or this is 100% scripted. This is not at all representative of what a base PlayStation 5 is gonna look or run like. They're just trying to hype people. They're just trying to lie, deceive, and they did the same thing with Cyberpunk 2077. They do this. They do this. And it's probably going to be like 2028 by the time we see it. They're just living off of making video games. They're not really putting their heart and soul into this thing. They're getting other people to use these other technologies that make it easier for them to spout their little story of what they're going to be. And my prediction for Witcher 4 is this: you're going to get a smaller, tighter, confined experience. The graphics admittedly are going to look better, and technology is going to be better than Witcher. Witcher 3 came out 10 years ago. Okay, it's going to be way better looking, and what they can do. But what they're doing now is they're trying different technologies, and what they're going to give you is a smaller, more dense experience. They're going to, try and make it, their own type of thing, and they're just they're just doing exactly the same thing as Ghosts of Yotais. They're taking something the chuds liked and they're making it, DEI. So I don't know. It's there are two types of games that are on in the similar vein, and I find that hilarious. So yeah, I mean, the Witcher 4, Tycho Dragon duked it out with one of the level designers. It's like I just have a way where I can just fucking get to people, and this is amazing that this even exists. Miles Tost. Nah, we showed the tech as a tech demo. It's just a tech demo, bro. Meanwhile, they're fucking playing it on they're playing it on a PlayStation controller. Where is that part? Yeah, it's just a tech demo, bro. Totally a tech demo, but we tried to make it look like we were actually playing the game. So, IGN said that it was gameplay at one time, and they corrected it. Like, there was so many games media doing it the day that it came out, saying, new Witcher gameplay revealed. Looks amazing. And then it's like, whoa, wait a second. We didn't say it was gameplay. Like, what are you talking about? Get your pre-orders ready. And oh, by the way, look, we changed the face model, so Siri no longer looks like a butch androgynous 50-year-old woman, strong independent whammon. Like her chin looks completely fucking different. It's just the angles, bro. Don't worry about it. It's just like it's so fucking funny, man, what these people do. I'm telling you, the game industry is full of a bunch of goofs, and we could have had Witcher the experience by now, where we were all creating our own Witchers, running around in the fields by now. But you get people like Miles Tost in charge, and they take forever to make a fucking video game, because they're too busy trying to get narrative consultants, in to get their opinions on how a level should look. That's hilarious. I'm actually surprised that there's no black people in this trailer. That's one thing they knew they probably that's one place they actually couldn't go because they're like, do we want to do that? Yeah, let's look at the diversity in that. I don't know. So they're kind of tied with The Witcher. Can't make a diverse group of fucking people in all that. So I don't know. It's hilarious. It's funny I duked it out with the fucking developer at The Witcher at CD Projekt RED, and yeah, I don't know. We'll see whatever comes of this. See, maybe in 2028 we'll get the game.